Okay, so starting with our warm-ups, we do find your comfortable seat. So we're in a chair today. If you're in a chair, great. If not, you can just sit comfortably on the floor. But feel your feet connecting to the earth. Feel the spine lifting up from the chair. Draw the shoulders up, roll the shoulders back, and release them down. And then invite the eyelids to close and just take a nice long, easy breath and exhale. Big sigh. Good again, long, easy in breath and exhale, big sigh. And then acknowledging that we are doing yoga in community. Whether we're here live or watching at another time, it's acknowledging the community of yogis that we share this practice with. And then noticing what is the vibration of the house you're in or the space you're in. What is the temperature of the air against the skin? What is the feel of the breath moving in through the nostrils? And then taking in a long, easy breath and feeling the breath fill the chest, maybe fill the belly. And then following the breath inward and noticing how your physical body feels. What is your general state of being today? And just being purely honest with yourself. On a scale of 1 to 10, what's your state today? And noticing parts of the body that may need special attention. And then noting parts of the body where you're feeling spacious and comfortable. And then noting too what it is you'd like to receive from your practice today and set an intention for our time together. And then with awareness on that intention, let's take in the sound of the bell, following it to the end. Good, and then with the next in-breath, let's lift up through the crown of the head. And then as you exhale, tilt the chin to the chest. And now slowly roll the head to the right, just bringing the right ear to the right shoulder. Keeping the spine nice and tall. And then reach that right arm out to the side. Reach over to your left ear and then draw a little circle on the wall with the right elbow. Good, and then release, lift the head back to neutral, hand down. And then other side, tilt the left ear to the left shoulder. Reach that left arm out, reach over to your right ear, and then draw a little circle on the wall with the left elbow. Good, and then release that motion. Lift the head back up, or hand back to neutral. Good, and now raise the arms out in front of you and flick away. And then stretch the arms out to the sides. back to center, and then reverse the action. Pull in, pull in, pull in. And reverse that action. And now interlace the hands, stretch the arms out, and then reach the arms up overhead. So inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, soften. And then as you're able, just slightly arch back. Reach those hands back, look up. Nice full breath. Good, and then slide the hands behind the head. And now let's lift the right knee, bring the left elbow over to the knee. Good, and then lift back to neutral. Same thing other side, right elbow, left knee. Lifting back up. Do it again. One more time, each side. Good, and then return back down. And now let's lower the hands onto the shoulders and then circle the elbows. And then reverse direction. Good, and then release, bring the hands back to the thighs. And now let's turn to your right, so sitting side saddle on the chair. And then bring the hands to either side of the chair back, if that's the type of chair you have. And then on the inhale, lift up through the torso, and on the exhale, twist to your right, looking over the right shoulder. Inhale, lift, and exhale, twist. Good, and then rotate the torso back to neutral. And now let's bring that outer foot right underneath the hip. Should come back a little bit so you can see what's going on. There, so outer foot right underneath the hip. And then hold on to the chair back. Reach that outer arm up overhead. This is seated warrior pose. Lengthen up through the left side. And then a little more challenge here. Let's come to a standing position. Straighten that back leg, coming into standing warrior, but holding onto the chair for support. Good, and then melt back down to a seated position. And then let's spin around, do the same thing on the other side. This back a little more. So starting with the feet side saddle, and then hold on to the chair back. Good, inhale, lift, and exhale, twist. Good, and then release the torso back, slide that foot underneath the hip, sliding halfway off the chair, and then bring that outer arm out to the side and up. And then again, a little more challenge is to lift up, straightening that outer leg, coming into a warrior pose. Good, and then slowly melt down, and then turn forward again. Good, so let's bring the hands underneath the chair seat, underneath your thighs on the chair seat, and then stretch the feet out in front of you, and then point and flex, point and flex. And then circle the feet around. And then reverse direction. Good, and now windshield wipe the feet side to side. Good, and then release the feet down to the earth. And then let's scoot forward on the chair. And then place the feet flat on the floor in front of you. And now let's do a little marching in place. So bring one knee up and the opposite elbow up, and then opposite side. So let's also coordinate this with the breath. So noticing slow, easy in-breath through the nose, slow, easy out-breath through the nose. And notice what is the natural number of steps you get per breath, per in-breath and per out-breath. Is it 2? Is it 4? Is it 8? Just kind of establishing a natural rhythm to the breath and to the movement. And then release that motion and come to stillness. And now take hold of the knees, one hand on each knee, and draw a big circle with the torso. So we're scooted forward on our chair seat. And then reverse direction. Good, and then let that motion come to stillness. And now let's cross the right foot over the left, bringing the knees together, if you're able. And then lift the torso up, turn to your right, and then bring the arms outside the thighs. You slowly melt forward and down. Pause here, and as you exhale, just let the lower back soften. So forward bends are calming, help calm the nervous system, help stretch out the lower back. And then slowly lift the torso back up, uncross the leg, and then switch sides. Same thing, other side. So left knee over right. Good. Lift the torso up, turn to your left, and then slowly melt forward and down. Release through the head. Relax the shoulder. Good, and then lift the torso back up, uncross the legs. Good, so let's spread the feet wide now, scooting towards the end of your chair. Make sure your chair is stable. And then bring the arms out in a T position, and then reach the hand toward the opposite big toe. So exhale as you come to the toe, inhale back up. Good, and then release back to neutral, slide the feet together. Good. So sitting on the chair, slightly away from the back of the chair. And let's bring the palms together in front of the heart. Just relax the shoulders down, lift up through the torso. We'll do a little seated sun salutation. So as you inhale, let's reach the arms up, slightly arch back. And then as you exhale, fold forward, keeping the fingertips outside the feet. Inhale, place the hands on the knees, arch the back. Exhale, bring the right knee to the nose. Inhale down. Exhale, lift the left knee to the nose. Inhale, down. Exhale, fold forward, seated forward fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out to the sides, reach the arms up, arch back. And exhale, slide the hands down in front of the heart. Good, so this is one complete round. We'll do it a couple more times. So inhale, reach up, arch back. Exhale, seated forward fold. Inhale, hands to knees, arch the back. Exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale, foot back down. Exhale, left knee to nose. Inhale down. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, reverse swan dive, reach up, arch back. Exhale, hands to Anjali Mudra. Good, again. Inhale, reach up, arch back. Exhale, swan dive to standing forward fold. Inhale, hands to knees, arch the back. Exhale, right knee to nose. Inhale down. Exhale, left knee to nose. Inhale down. Exhale, seated forward fold. Inhale, reverse the swan dive, reach up, arch back. Exhale, hands in Anjali Mudra. Good, and then release the hands down to the thighs or the knees and just pause here and feel the awakened energy in the body. Good, so let's stand, but turn sideways. And then place one knee on the chair seat, holding onto the chair back with your opposite hand. And then slowly melt forward. So melt over the standing leg. A standing forward fold. And feel the stretch up the back of the standing leg. And then slowly come back to standing position, lifting the torso up. Good, and then let's spin around and do the same thing other side. So outer foot steady, inner foot or the knee is on the chair, and then holding onto the chair back, and then slowly melt the torso over the standing leg. Feel that deep stretch in the back of the standing leg, and pause, just noticing how far you can go down without forcing or struggling, finding your edge. Relax through the back of the neck unless you have uncontrolled high blood pressure, then keep the head at heart level or above. Good, and then slowly lift the torso back up. Good, and let's sit back down again. All right, so from here, let's extend the arms out to the sides, turn the palms up, and then bring the arms overhead and fold the elbows, bringing the hands to the opposite elbow, and then lift up and press those elbows back. Let's just pause here for a moment, noticing your shoulder blades, and see if you can squeeze those shoulder blades behind the back, drawing them down towards the waist as you lift up through the chest. Good, and then release the arms, stretch the arms out to the sides, turn the palms down and slowly lower them down. Nice long full breath, exhale, letting go. All right, let's take your blocks. Hopefully you have some blocks handy for you. Take one block to each on either hand. And then holding the blocks, tilt the torso towards your right, bringing the top of the block onto the earth. And then with the opposite arm, reach it up. So we want to keep the torso forward. We want to keep our spine in neutral, so we're not folding or twisting, but lengthen up through the torso. Tilt the torso slightly to your right now and look up. Maybe bring awareness to that left shoulder blade and see if you can nestle that shoulder blade in towards the spine. Looking up. Good, and then lift the torso back up. Same thing other side. Tilt the torso to your left. Block is supporting the arm, and then reach that right arm up. Look up. Good. Bring that right shoulder blade down towards the spine. Good, and then release, come back up. And let's move the blocks off to the side. Sitting nice and tall and just noticing your posture. Noticing if you don't sit a little bit taller, shoulders back a little bit. All right, let's transition to a position standing and move the chair towards the front of the mat. And then place your hands on the chair seat. And then walk the feet back. Now make sure your chair is stable so it's not going to slide anywhere, or you may need to push it against the wall. But we want to walk the feet back, come into a downward dog variation. Release the head in between the upper arms. Find the right distance to move your feet back. Maybe your heels come to the earth, maybe they don't, and that's okay either way, just listening to your body. What is the truth of what your body can do today? And lift those armpits out to the sides so there's more opening through the chest. You can breathe more freely. Good, and now release the shoulders over the wrists. So we're coming into a plank position. Keep the arms nice and strong. And now if you're able, step the right foot right underneath the right knee. So coming into a lunge here. Relax that back heel towards the earth. And then step that other foot forward and switch sides. So bring the other foot back, come into a lunge. A little more challenge here. So if your left foot is forward, reach the left arm out to the side and up. A little twist here. Nice long full breath into the twist. Good, and then release the hand down. Let's do the same twist on the other side. So switch feet position. Reach that outer arm up. Good, and then release that arm down. And then step forward with the back foot and come to a standing position. All right, so from here we'll do a balancing pose. So place either your knee on the chair seat, or if you can get your foot on the chair seat, whichever works better for you. And then we want to have the torso nice and tall. So bring the hands, if you need to hold the back of the chair, that's okay. Get as tall as you can, and then shift the weight over the standing leg. Bring the hands to the hips. And as you bring your weight to the standing leg, activate that standing leg. So hug the muscle to the bone in the calf, the thigh. And then once you have your stability, if you can lift that foot off the chair seat, maybe just an inch or two. Noticing your breath. Good, and then release. And now same thing other side. So bring the foot down and then bring your opposite knee or foot onto the chair seat. And torso nice and tall, keep the spine long. And then shift the weight over the standing leg, activating the calf, the thigh. Good, and then bring the hands to the hips, torso nice and tall, and then find your drishti and release that foot from the chair seat. Good, and then release and step off the chair. Good, and then just shake the legs, shake the arms. Good, so let's turn the chair around so that you're standing behind the chair. And you might need blocks for this. So depending on the height of your chair and your own height, we're going to do a forward fold, a forward bend. Actually, I'm going to use the blocks underneath my feet because we're going to fold over the chair back. My chair back's fairly high. So fold your torso over the chair back and then bring either the palms to the chair, the elbows to the chair seat, whatever works best for you, and then let the head relax down as well. So hanging forward over the chair back. Feeling the stretch in the back of the legs. Good, and then release the hands back to the seat and lift yourself back up. And then stepping off the block as you're able. And let's now, again, turn the chair seat towards you and then come to a kneeling position, kneeling onto one side of the chair. So you're facing the side of facing off the chair. Okay, and then let's place your elbow on the chair seat and stretch out the opposite leg. Good, and then raise the upper arm and reach over. So this is gate pose variation. You can hold on to the chair back if that works for you, or just have your arm in space, but creating a nice long line of energy up the, for me, it's your right side of the body. Turn the head to look up. Good, and then release and bring that knee back in and then shake off. Let's do same thing other side. So turn the chair, bring it to the other side. Somebody. So we're kneeling to the side of the chair. Bring the elbow to the chair seat. Stretch that outer leg out. Toes can point forward or to the side, whatever feels natural for you. And then draw that arm up. Stretch it over the head. You can reach over to the chair back if that works for you. Or find your gate pose here. Like a nice long stretch up the outer edge of the body. Good, and then lift the torso back up, slide that knee in. Good, and then exhale, letting go. All right, so kneeling in front of the chair seat with your, step the knees back so you're about an arm's length away from the chair seat. And now bending the elbows, and keep the elbows in close to the body. Lean forward, exhale as you press away. So inhale, lean forward, exhale, press away. So we're keeping the elbows in close, but doing some upper arm action here. And then let's lean forward and hold, and then lift the feet up. And then reach the arms away. Good. Bend the elbows, lift the feet up. Inhale, exhale, feet down, arms straight. But just move with the breath. Inhale, forward, exhale, back. Keep the shoulders relaxed down, elbows in close to the body. Good, and then release. And now we'll come into a position lying on the back with the feet up on the chair seat. So that works for you, and if that doesn't work for you, just come back into a seated position for a little relaxation. This is a legs up the wall variation, but we're using a chair instead. So sitting close to the chair, and then lift the feet onto the chair seat. So the idea is to let the legs fully relax here. This is a restorative pose, a restful pose. And now from here, let's cross the right foot on top of the left knee. And then thread the arms behind the left thigh as you're able. Lift that thigh towards you and then lift that left foot up towards the sky. Good, and then release that foot down, uncross the leg, and then switch sides. Bring the left foot on top of the right knee. Thread the hands behind the right leg, and then stretch that right leg up. Good, and then release. Both feet back down to the chair seat. And now let's hold on to the chair legs with your hands. You have chair legs, and then bring the feet to the edge of the chair seat. And then if you're able, lift the hips up, coming into a sort of a half shoulder stand variation here. It's also a bridge variation, I guess, with the hips up. Roll the head side to side, make sure that there's no pressure in the back of the neck. If so, then lower the hips closer to the earth. And then slowly melt hips back down to the earth. And then we'll move into a twist, so gently roll the hips or roll the knees over to your right. Stretch the arms out along the floor at shoulder level, and then turn the head to the left. Nice long, easy breath, and as you exhale, just feel that left side of the chest opening up. And then lift the knees back to center and switch sides. Roll the knees over to your left. Turn the head to the right. Long, easy breath. Good, and then lift back up and find your way into a position for relaxation meditation. So if you want to return back to seated in a chair, you can do that, or if you want to stay on the mat in Shavasana. But just take a few moves to complete your practice, and then we'll move into guided meditation. And as you settle into the chair or the earth, just taking a breath, and as you exhale, feel the points of contact softening. So noticing the awakened energy in the physical body. Sensing the aliveness from head to toe. sensing the energetic body that animates the physical body. Body and breath are always ever in this present moment. So just being tuned into sensations, sensations of the here and now. Noticing thoughts as they come and go. Noticing them with the eye of the witness, one who just observes. The mind gets carried away with the thoughts, just let it go and come back to sensation, back to the breath, back to the here and now. Observing the quality of the thoughts, the repetition of thoughts, the nature of thoughts. Noticing what is underneath the thoughts, what truth lies beyond the thoughts. As you observe the thinking mind without judgment, noticing what insights are available to you. And from this place of inner attunement, just let the breath enliven the fingers, enliven the toes. And then invite the body to stretch and move as though waking up for the first time today. And then if you're not already in a seated position, find your way up to a seated position. Keeping awareness focused inward. And then as you sit, just once again checking in with yourself and noticing your state of being, noticing any shifts that have occurred for you over this time together. And then acknowledge yourself for taking this time to nurture yourself in body, mind, and spirit. And gratitude for our time together. Let's share in the ancient sound of peace and harmony, the sound of Om by inhaling. Om peace, peace Om. Namaste.